make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! Six! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Remember, Willis Automotive is proud to power the Rush Radio Show. Whether you're searching for a new, pre-owned, or certified car, Willis is driven to serve. Visit willisauto.com and discover a better car buying experience. Willis Automotive, where your next great drive begins. If you're listening on the audio stream this morning at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watch it on YouTube this morning. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. And leave your comments in the comment section. And, of course, you can always follow us on our social media channels. Good morning, Ross Peterson. What's going on there, buddy?
Not much, bud. How was Monday for you?
Monday was I think, fairly productive. I had a lot of meetings and team stuff. But, you know, it's that time of the year where the holidays are here. And with Thanksgiving and Christmas being so close, you can just kind of see people – the holiday mood is kicking in, and this is going to be a short week anyway. So it's one of those things where you're like, how productive can you be, and how motivated can you be? And let's not forget, I'm leaving a week from today or a week from tomorrow. So my vacation brain is kicking in. So I'm like, okay, just one more day.
You are gone. You're gone on Tuesday next, or you leave next Tuesday after the show.
So, no, I leave next Wednesday after the show. So
okay.
I leave on the 3rd. I won't be on the show on the 4th. Try to hit the show on the 5th. And then I come back
on the 11th. Is that right?
I come back. I fly back the 11th. I don't get back till late at night. I'll be back on the show on the 12th. So,
okay.
But I'll check in periodically. Justin Miller's getting ready to fill the shoes. And,
I imagine
and
he's been waking up at 5 a.m. just in preparation. He probably sits down at his computer and is going through dry runs right now. He's probably responding to your questions as though he's me, or maybe he's responding to my questions as though he's you.
Yeah.
Role-playing.
Ooh.
He's doing the role-playing thing right now.
You know, I was thinking yesterday that maybe we should have Justin come on at the end of the show every single day and correct our errors.
Not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea because I had a major error yesterday, and it actually was one of our TikTok and Instagram reels where I asked you about the starting quarterbacks of the Cleveland Browns. And for some reason, I wrote down 1989 yesterday as how many starters have the Browns had since 1989, and it was 42. The actual year was 1995, which makes it even worse. But yeah, exactly. Everybody's like, it was 1995. And I'm like, okay, I got it wrong. And I'm like, maybe Justin should get up, watch the entire show, and then come on the last 5 minutes and correct everything that we did wrong.
Well, at least the first part. He should get up every morning and watch the show.
Yes.
I mean, that's the least he could do.
And then come on and say, well, Travis said this, and he was absolutely factually incorrect about this.
Yeah, that's a great idea because Justin could find stuff that we get wrong every day.
Yeah. And he has the benefit of, did he really say that right? Because we sit here and, we talk out of our backside and just assume that everything we say is correct. And even though I saw 1995 yesterday, for some reason I wrote down 1989. I looked at the show sheet. I'm like, I wrote down 1989. And I go, I don't know why I did that.
Well, because 1989, if you go back to 1989, are you into the Bernie Kosar?
I believe so. That would have been the Bernie Kosar years. Yeah. Yeah. As I just say that as it was factual, so I'm probably I'm probably not correct.
Bernie Kosar was with the Cleveland Browns. Yes, he was. 1985 through 1993.
Okay.
Now, this would be fun to find out who was the starting quarterback after Bernie Kosar.
It's been a long list, a litany of quarterbacks.
Oh, buddy, litany of quarterbacks there in Cleveland, and all of them have sucked. Every one of them just sucked. Wasn't the franchise, wasn't the guys around him. It was those quarterbacks. They suck.
Baker Mayfield. I was going to save this for later, but we might as well, since we're talking about Browns quarterbacks accidentally to lead the show anyway. Shadora Sanders was named the starter for the Browns coming up this weekend against the 49ers, which, after the game in which he beat the Raiders, the head coach of the Browns was pretty non-committal. And he took a beating for that. I mean, it was like, how do you do this, right? I mean, Stephen A. Smith, not saying that he's the authority on everything, was like, dude, you're going to lose people if you don't name Shadora Sanders the starting quarterback. The guy just won a football game for you. He looked pretty decent doing it. How do you not name him the starting quarterback? And so yesterday, the Browns said, well, Shadora Sanders is going to start. So there you go.
I saw Stephen A. Smith getting after it with Drake May, because Cam Newton fired off on him, and they asked Drake May about it, and he was like, I guess I don't even know what show he's on right now. And boy, that did not sit well with the ego of Stephen A. Smith. You don't know my show? You're a professional athlete? Anyway, I'm kind of over Stephen A. Smith. I wish I wish that he would kind of fade off.
Well, it's not that I want him to fade off. What happens, it happens to anybody who's overexposed, meaning once you become so popular and you're on like everything, people start to see your flaws. They see the thing that happens all the time, and it becomes a shtick. Let's just use Chris Bourbon, for example. How many of us were sick of Chris Bourbon at the end of his, not even at the end, but like in the middle of his career? It's like, okay, you're on the NFL, you're on Major League Baseball, you've become the face of ESPN, and all of a sudden you're just like, I'm over.
It wasn't until Berman did the home run derby that I think that was the tipping point. That was the jump the shark moment for Chris Berman, when we all had to sit there and watch him for hours go back, 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 back. It was so bad. So
Gus Johnson's another example of that.
I get tired of things quickly and easily. Yeah, I get tired of things quickly.
That's why I'm glad that like a guy like Kevin Harlan doesn't do the main, because I love Kevin Harlan, but I'm sure if I listened to Kevin Harlan on a weekly basis and got that all the time, you'd be like, okay, I'm over this. The fact that we see it like 3-4 times a year, you're like, oh, that's funny, that's funny. But if you listen to Kevin Harlan every single week, you'd be like, I don't know. But yeah, you become overexposed. Pat McAfee's going to go through the same thing. He probably is going through the same thing where you're part of everything. Portnoy. I mean, Portnoy's now more, even though he did his own social media stuff, now that he's on Fox and they kind of do him a lot more, you're like, okay.
The term is familiarity breeds contempt.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
The Barstool thing that I've kind of gotten over, or I never really was into it. I am my conspiracy theory brain, I'm convinced that all of this infighting that happens inside of Barstool is all created. You know what I mean? Whenever two of their hosts are bickering at each other, or two of them are having a spat that are on different shows that I've never heard of or never seen, but you see this stuff like, oh, Barstool commentators at each other's throats. I've seen that so often that I'm like, well, yeah, it's for clicks.
Can two things be true at the same time? Meaning, when they first happened, they were probably real. Then they saw the clicks that happen, and then they go, oh, we got to do this more often.
We got to lean into this thing.
Yeah. And I'll never forget, and they never did this with me and you, but back at the old iHeart days, they were like, okay, you're the Hawkeye, Heather's the Cyclone.
This is what they tried to do to me and Chris.
We need you guys. We need that conflict. I'm like, why do you need conflict? Why can't you just have intelligent conversation, disagree, but yet agree? It's a possible thing, and you can still be entertaining at the same time.
It was why they broke us up the first time. That was why they when we started the rush the first time. We were together for about a year, and they came in and they're like, all right, Ross, you're going to the afternoon. We're gonna move Heather down here to the mornings because she's a Cyclone, and you're gonna go with Williams, and he's a Cyclone. And then they even ran things.
Oh, did I lose you, Ross? Ross is gone. Does everybody hear Ross, or does everybody see Ross? Because his internet just froze, or is it my internet? I just need to know which one it is. I have a feeling it's Ross's. Just curious. Who's frozen, Captain Kirk? Is it Ross that's frozen, or is it me? Yeah, it's Ross. Ross is frozen. Hey, Justin, if you're listening, if you want to hop on, go ahead. I just got the text from Ross that said, F. You know, he was having troubles with is it MetroNet or whatever earlier. I want to keep Ross like frozen in time there because it's almost comical to me that he's frozen in time. There it is. Ross finally got out, and he's resetting his internet as we speak. And so I apologize for that. But we'll wait for Ross to come back. He's probably resetting his internet router as we speak. But how about now's a good time to call and keep me company if you want. 515-517-2303 if you want to call and have a little bit of conversation. But we had some big boy basketball last night or yesterday afternoon. I don't know if a lot of you got to watch the Iowa State St. John's game in the Player Eras tournament, but I'll tell you what, man, and they're trying to create a March Madness feel, yes, in November. And yesterday's Iowa State St. John's game had that March Madness feel. Iowa State jumps out to a 10-point lead, and St. John's comes back to lead at halftime, back and forth during the second half. And it was spectacular. And hey there, buddy, what's going on? Ross is back. Oh, I can't hear you. Can't hear a word you're saying. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear Ross. Now he's going to try.
Now you can hear me.
Now I got you. What's going on? What happened?
I don't know. We've lost connection here on the hardwired fiber.
Oh man.
We'll keep searching there. We'll keep trying on that effort there.
Yeah. I was talking as you went to I don't know if you got to watch the Iowa State St. John's game yesterday, Ross, but this was big boy basketball yesterday. I mentioned that this Players Era tournament is trying to create this March Madness feel. All these teams are getting paid. I think they're all getting like $1 million to go pay. So this is kind of an NIL type thing to where these guys can go make money. But I don't care if they're getting paid. I just want really good basketball, and I watched the Creighton Baylor game yesterday, good basketball game. Iowa State St. John's was a fabulous basketball game. I watched Auburn Oregon last night. I'm just watching this going, this gives me that March Madness feel in November. Now, let's start with the lead with Iowa State. Besides the win, Tamman Lipy went down late. He did not finish the game, and TJ Otzelberger said after the game he's probably day-to-day. He re-injured or he injured a groin, the opposite one that he got that he hurt earlier in the season that kind of kept him out of the preseason. Now he didn't finish the game yesterday. He's the field general. That offense runs through Tamman Lipy. But do you go if you're day to day? Do you risk it right now in November, or do you say, "Hey, Tamman, here's the deal. We're sitting you tonight."
Travis, you luckily got a few more non-con games coming up. And again, now that I've lost a computer, I can't have their schedule in front of me. But I remember looking at Iowa State's schedule the other day. They've still got a cup. I don't want to call them cupcakes because you've got Creighton coming up, you got Iowa coming up. But you also have a few teams in there that you can absolutely take some time off. To answer your question, 100%, you take your time to get healthy right now because he is not just an important part. He is maybe the most important part of this offense. Milan's fantastic. I don't mean to take anything away from him. I think if you've got a big bucket that needs to be made, Milan's going to be the guy that you're going to turn to in that. But Tamman Lipy has been the orchestrator of this offense. So that was concerning yesterday. And the day-to-day stuff, I think you were nailing it. You take your time now, get healthy, because you got some real important basketball games coming up. This team is big boy basketball is the right way to put it, man. You got to see that playing against teams like, who was the last team they played? Who was Stonehill?
Yeah. Stonehill College.
Now I know that they've also played a couple other good games, but you got ready for big boy basketball playing against Stonehill. That's cool. You got ready for big boy basketball and were able to go down there and play against a really tough St. John in a really tough game. Not just St. John's played well yesterday. You didn't just play a good team and happen to beat them. That was that felt like February, March type of basketball. And when you can get those games and get wins in games like that, I mean, it just shows that this it's for real. You're ready to go again here in 2025, 26. The expectations are probably going to be met here for this Iowa State team. And barring injury, the Tamman Lipy thing, barring injury, this is going to be a really good basketball team all season long.
What I liked about what Iowa State did yesterday, they were able to match St. John. St. John's got some tremendous athletes. And when it started off and Iowa State jumped up by 10, I'm like, oh, God, is this going to be a blowout? Maybe St. John's isn't as good as I thought they were. No, they're a pretty darn good basketball team. What I liked about Iowa State last night, or yesterday afternoon, I keep forgetting it was an afternoon game, is that, you know, Iowa State's kind of known for that defense. And they have great defense, but forcing 19, 20 turnovers a game. St. John's only turned the ball over 10 times yesterday, and so Iowa State played a ferocious defense, but they didn't force those turnovers, but was still able to stay in it offensively. Now, you had Joshua Jefferson, Milan Momcilovic, and Tamman Lipy combined for 56 of the 83 points. So that was big, and Momcilovic hit some key shots. So did Jefferson. Momcilovic with 23 points yesterday, 5 3-pointers. And the 3-pointers really the difference in the game. I mean, if you really look at it, you had Iowa State was 9 of 22 from behind the 3-point arc, and St. John's 7 of 20. So it's those 2 3-pointers that made the difference because St. John's made more free throws, had 1 less field goal, but that was just it was just back and forth, punch, roundhouse, and I'm like. That was one. I'm on the edge of my seat. And here we are on March 24th, which was yesterday, and I'm like on the edge of the seat going.
Not March 24th.
November 24th. So Justin just did a fact check right there. Yeah, it did. See, I went right to March. I mean, that's exciting. And the Big 12, Ross, just signed an equity piece in this new era, or the Players Era tournament. So they went ahead, jumped on board, signed an equity piece to make sure that so many Big 12. So this thing's going to keep going because the Big 12 goes, okay, we're going to invest in basketball. We see this tournament. We see the teams that are coming. And this will be a destination. As long as you're paying $1 million or whatever to these teams going in, you're going, okay, this is not only going to be able to pay teams, but it's going to be a moneymaker for the conference on the back end.
That's very cool. I mean, listen, Big 12, the Big 12 has done a great job. By the way, we can in just a moment here, we'll be able to fire up the other.
Is that right?
The Big 12 has done a great job, Travis, during all of this restructuring of focusing on basketball. It's a fantastic basketball league. You can say what you want about the football stuff. I don't. I think that the demise of Big 12 football is probably overstated right now. But you can't understate or overstate how good this basketball league is. Very smart of them. And can you make up the hundreds of millions of dollars that you're short on football? No, but you can make a dent in it, and very smart of them to do this. I love that, man. This is what we talk about with these teams. We want to see our teams play big time basketball early in the season. We want to see how good these teams actually are. And this gives that opportunity basically every year now for every year for the Big 12. So am I back on your screen now?
Yeah, so hold on. We'll do a little switch here. Boom. Oh, look, we got 2 Ross Petersons. We got 2 Ross Petersons.
I sit in just the right position. You get both of them.
Yeah,
man, that's horrible.
Yeah. Go. You want to mute your other computer because I can hear myself.
I suppose I can. Yeah, if you need whatever you need me to do, Travis, I'm here for you.
I need you to. I need you to be by my side, man. I need my wingman. I need my wingman.
Sorry about that. Dude, that's like twice in a week that's happened with my computer.
But by the way, Justin was an opportunist. He's like, "Do you need me to jump on?" So he's watching.
Oh yeah. Way to go, Justin. I appreciate that. Yes. By the way, you should have just hopped in there. Bedhead and all. Hey, Trav.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, do you already need to know what you messed up?
So he did text in and say, I'll be a fact checker. So, Justin, I would say right around 7:50 today, you go ahead and jump on and you can fact check us. I'm perfectly okay with that.
So keep notes on what we get wrong.
So keep notes on the stupid shit we say every now and then.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to do this.
Good luck to you. You're going to need a big notebook. Got a big notebook?
With Lipsy's groin, and somebody brought it up earlier, we saw with Caitlin Clark, groins can be nasty injuries and lingering issues. Remember, Caitlin Clark's her first injury was on an opposite groin, and now Lipsy's gone to an opposite groin. You just hope that this does not follow him the rest of the season, and that's why I'm like, as much as you want to beat Creighton, and Creighton's going to be a good game today, it's not. Even if he's at 90%, I don't think you play him.
1 o'clock today on True TV is the matchup with Creighton. I'm with you, Travis. I mean, boy, when I said you got big boy basketball coming up, I was forgetting about Purdue. So they got Alcorn State. After this tournament, they'll have Alcorn State at home coming up on December 3rd. December 6th, they play at Purdue.
The number one team in the country.
Yes. And then it's Iowa after that. They got a couple more, 3 more non-cons after that with Eastern Illinois, Long Beach State, and Houston Christian. So 3 cupcakes after the Iowa game. Boy, you've got to get healthy. And I even think, Trav, I mean, day to day up till December 6th is the Purdue game. So we're almost 2 weeks away from that game. You sit him.
I'm with you.
You sit him and hope that you get him. Hope that you have him 100% for Purdue. And I even think if you get into Purdue and it is tweaked at all, you can lose that game. You can lose a couple of games here if you're Iowa State. You're going to be fine. You've shown that you belong in that conversation with the big boys. You have to have Tamman Lipy healthy later in the season. Rushing him out now is a bad move.
Yeah, this is a long play. I think everybody understands that Iowa State is an NCAA tournament team. Now, if you risk the injury now and he goes out for a prolonged, period of time before the Big 12 season starts, you might put that in jeopardy. Not saying that they can't win without Tamman Lipy. I can, but when you start playing the Arizonas, the Kansas, the Texas Techs, the Houstons of the world,
look at.
In
fact, this would be a fun thing to do right now because I haven't done this yet today. I haven't done this yet for this year. Let's just go look at the AP rankings. How many of those are Big 12 teams? Holy cow.
Yeah. Arizona's number 2.
Houston, number 3. BYU, number 9. There you've got Iowa State. There's Texas Tech. Scattered in there, dude. Scattered in there. You've got it's a really good basketball league. You're going to play a lot. You have a lot of big games.
Think about you didn't even mention Kansas, and I know Kansas isn't in the top 20.
Did I go right past Kansas? I didn't even notice it.
I don't know if Kansas is ranked now.
They're not a top 25 team right now. No,
but you know what? It's still Kansas. They and I know they're not the Kansas of old right now. But I'm not putting any money against Bill Self. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. The Iowa State fan, I'm assuming that because of his logo here, says, I can't believe there's an argument. Tamman must sit and get healthy. You need to sit him until January. Ooh, that's a bit longer. I mean, maybe. You know how long you need to sit him for the game? You need to sit him for as long as you need to sit him to get him healthy. I mean, and even if you sat him into January, because that would be really January 2nd is when they start Big 12 play. They play West Virginia on January 2nd. So after he says that and I look at the schedule, I think he's actually right. You don't need to beat Creighton. You don't need to beat Purdue. You want to beat Iowa. You can probably play with Iowa without Tamman Lipy. Think so?
I think I think it changes the dynamic. I'll let you know more after I watch Iowa today.
Yeah, good point.
And we'll talk more about that game a little bit later on. But again, it's the health, it's the long play. There's no reason, especially today, even if you're 90%, you go, you know what? I'm just not going to risk it because I don't want that 90 to go to 80 or go down to 75 because then we got a bigger problem on our hands. And we've seen it with Caitlin Clark during this past WNBA season. We've seen it with football players. We've seen it with other basketball players. Groin injuries linger. They just linger. They're a pain in the ass, and you don't want to make them worse because then you got a season-long problem on your hands. So
Cyclones are an 8.5-point favorite against Creighton today. Creighton got blown out by Gonzaga, lost to Baylor by 7.
And that game was actually closer than, because I watched that. Creighton was down double digits in the first half, came back, actually took the lead at times in the second half. It was kind of back and forth. They had a couple costly turnovers late in the game that were frustrating. Actually, Josh Dix had a pretty decent game yesterday, probably his best as a Blue Jay. And Josh Dix, the former Iowa player, who, you know, was catching a lot of flack from Creighton fans that he's never seen a three-point shot that he didn't like. Yesterday, I think he had 6 assists, so he was distributing the basketball a lot better. But you know what? 8.5, doesn't that change with him? I think I would take Creighton minus the 8.5 if Lipsy's not going to play. I think it'd be a much better game. I think Iowa State's a better team than Creighton, but you take that out, take him out.
Oh, Iowa State's a better team than Creighton.
Yes.
I'd say that. Take him out. What does that mean? Does that 8.5 factor that in? I don't know. I would assume it does if they knew he was day-to-day last night. I just pulled up that Creighton Baylor box score. You know what jumps out of that to me? Owen Freeman started for Creighton. He played 9 minutes.
Yeah. But he's been dealing with injuries too, but I don't think Owen Freeman has turned into the player that they thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
Now, I like Owen Freeman, but it's also the style of basketball that Greg McDermott plays. You got to be willing. I mean, it's up and down. It's 3-point ball. It's just it's a different style of basketball. But yeah, I mean, 9 minutes. He was injured to start the season, much like Lipsy. He didn't start playing until. And what happens when you go to a new program, right? You got to learn the system. You got to do all this stuff. And if you fall behind, especially if you're a transfer, Tamman Lipy can sit and go, okay, I can pick up.
Yeah.
You transfer in from a program like Fran McCaffrey's to Greg McDermott's, and you don't get a practice, that changes the game a little bit. So 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Remember, the holidays are right around the corner, and we want you to experience the magic of the season with the Coca-Cola Holiday Caravan rolling into central Iowa, bringing thousands of sparkling lights, festive cheer, and unforgettable holiday moments. This has been going on since 1997. You can get photos with Santa, create memories that last a lifetime, free holiday portraits. And the first day is going to be Wednesday, November 26th. That's tomorrow from 6 to 8:30. The district in Ankeny, Southwest District Drive in Ankeny, again, 6 to 8:30. We'll give you each and every location on the days they happen. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month we invite you to join us on our Once in a Wintertime sales event. Fall into savings this month by leasing an all-new 2026 QX60 Lux for as low as $799 a month for 24 months with just $5,000 down. Also take advantage of the 2.9% rate that Infinity is offering on both 2026 QX60 and QX80, and an additional $3,000 off of the new 2026 QX80. For more information, come say hi in our showroom or visit us online at willisinfinity.com.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
No, can't hear you. What the hell is happening? No, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Heard the music. Can't hear you. Don't know what's happened. Is this on my end? What is happening here? Justin to the rescue. That's what we need. Now Travis is muted. See, Charlie, I'm glad to hear it's not on my end because I thought for sure I'm screwing something up. It's not always Travis. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes it's my internet. Man, what the hell is happening to us today? Our pets' heads are falling off.
Okay, I was muted. I had
imagine that.
I had that stupid. You know, I'm not used to the button that we have the same board. You know that little button that,
I know the little button.
Yeah, I'm not. So I shut it off during the break, and I keep forgetting to turn it back on. We're new at this, folks. We've only been doing it combined like 100 years, but we're new at it. Sorry. 515-517-2303. Let's go to the phones to reset. I'm sorry, Ross.
That's fine, buddy. You're totally fine. I'm with you. Let's go to the phones.
Brent, what's up, man?
Uh-oh. Now we don't have Brent.
No, because now we do.
Brent, what's up, buddy?
Brent, what's going on?
Not much. Good morning, guys. Hey, thanks for taking my call. So, I was just hearing you talking about, from the Hawkeye perspective. I heard you talking about Owen, Freeman, and Dick. So, it's kind of interesting to see how they're doing this year. I think, Travis, I kind of tend, I know you're being nice with Freeman. I think he's very overrated. I think we saw that last year at Iowa. He has a lot of attitude, but his game doesn't really match the attitude. And that's just my opinion. We'll see. Maybe he gets hurt. But he reminds me of the kid that transferred from Michigan over to Kansas the last couple of years. That tall 7-footer. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking. Who a lot of people thought was going to be an NBA guy, right? And then he didn't even leave Kansas after his junior year. And Brent, tell me if you think I'm wrong here. I got excited about Owen Freeman his freshman year, and I watched Owen Freeman in person when they played over in Omaha against Creighton, and his mid-range jumper was incredible, and I was like, oh man, I'm totally excited about that, right? And then he had some good games for Iowa, but I'm not going to disagree with you when it comes to the overrated part, and was he worth the money that Creighton's paying him? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Well, time will tell to see if he can fall into this into the Creighton offense and be a contributor like he was his freshman year for Iowa.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, I mean, it's still a long season. I mean, I'm not wishing ill will. I just wasn't impressed with Freeman last year. I thought the same thing. I thought he showed a lot of promise his freshman year, and just wasn't very impressive last year. I felt like there was more attitude problems, more like he thought he was a great player versus being a great player, if that makes sense.
That actually does make a lot of sense. Yes, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Dix I really like Dix. I feel like he's always kind of a slow starter too. I remember that Iowa too, the first part of the season, it was like, hey, where's Dix? And then once he gets into a rhythm, he's a really good player. But he's so, I think his problem is he can be selfish though. Once he gets rolling, it's like sometimes he needs to shoot the ball more when he's hot. But I like Dix a lot. I felt like that was the big loss of the group. If you threw Dix on this year's Iowa team, that you go along with Sturts, that would have been a really good lineup.
Now,
the other interesting one was watching was Harding. I haven't checked here recently, but his first couple of games, it was horrid shooting down at I think he was at TCU. I don't think he was much of a player, but that was just me. But go ahead, guys.
You know who's having a good year is Sanford at Nebraska. I mean, he's been a contributor for Fred Hoiberg, and that's starting to look like a bigger loss as well. But he's had a pretty good start to the season for Nebraska, who's unbeaten. So Fred Hoiberg picked up a pretty good one there. Oh, Brent hung up.
It's too bad because I wanted to ask him a question that I'll ask you instead. Should NIL deals be public?
Yes. There needs to be transparency around this stuff, especially and I get it that you could be a Notre Dame or a private institution and say, well, these are or Creighton or Baylor, But to me, there has to be transparency around this stuff. And we've talked about the pro model, how you don't get to play numbers against other NFL teams. You know what the offer is. And NFL teams or NBA teams or Major League Baseball teams have a chance to either match it or say we're out of the game. Right now, with the lack of transparency, you just don't know what's going on. And if you're a professional athlete and you're getting paid money, absolutely they should be made public. And to me, if you're getting paid from the University of Iowa or Iowa State University, you're a public institution. We know how much Jamie Pollard makes. We know how much TJ Otzelberger makes. We know how much every assistant coach makes. We know what the president of the university makes. There's no reason not to know what these players are making.
Completely agree with you. I just punched it in. How much did Creighton pay for Owen Freeman? And AI tells me $995,000. But it also says the amount is undisclosed. Some reports suggest $995,000, because I just think it would help in these conversations. And I know that doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of the world. Do they have to report things so that we have more information? No. Would it help clear things up?
Yes,
it would, big time.
Transparency is always the best thing, right? And it takes the equation out of it. And the truth is, you can have a player come in and say and start playing, well, Creighton's offering me $1 million, and they may only be offering you $500,000.
Exactly right.
But it makes Iowa go up to, well, we'll go to $1.1 million. Right,
Travis? I think that happens a lot.
So do I.
I think that happens a lot. I mean, because we saw some things the other day that were like, Iowa State had to pony up to keep keep Rocco. And now they're going to have to pony up again to keep Rocco. Possibly. And maybe Rocco's the bad example of it because he's a pretty elite player. But I think that a lot of this stuff, like when Matt Rule all of a sudden signs an extension. Well, did Penn State offer him a job? Well,
no.
We're just doing this in case.
Yeah. I mean, A&M did it with Mike Elko, right? I mean,
right.
they're being preemptive there. But we want transparency. And the truth is, here's what I want now. I was against it 5 years ago, but I can change my mind. I want collective bargaining. I want these players to have a union. But part of that is You got to lay it all out there. And there's going to be, if you're going to the pro model and we're at the pro model, then you got to play like pros. And that is you don't get to play schools off one another. You don't get to say, well, they're offering me $1 million and not prove that they're offering you $1 million, right? I mean, you all have agents now. They're all negotiating these deals. Agents right now are just, I mean, they're slime balls anyway, right? I mean, they're slime balls. And they're just sitting there going like this, and going, we can play these guys off one another. We can inflate the number. We can get you in the negotiation factor. And unfortunately, we don't have schools. We may have some, but if you really want a guy, you're going to go, okay. And who's on the hook for that? We, the fan.
We pay for all of it. We pay for all of it. This thing of like, oh, if you guys could just give us more money, then your NIL would be good. If you don't care, if you don't care about winning, then don't give money, and we'll just use the millions you already generate for us through all of your television ad buys that you guys do, through your closets full of logoed gear, through all those through your season ticket prices, through all that stuff. We'll take all of that money that we get from you. That is ours. It's ours now. That's not you fans' money, because that's ours. Now you guys have to pay for the players too. And I know he's being a little bit facetious here, but Driftless Iowan says, I say we let the universities sell off sports programs to corporations. It's about to happen. Remove the public ties. It's about to happen. We're such a shit society, hell bent on the almighty dollar. Dude, I tell you that we are racing this capitalism thing to this free market thing to a crashing end here, aren't we?
We are.
Everybody's got to make more. Everybody's got to make more. That's what, Travis, when you say, I want these guys to unionize, dude, there's a part of me that goes, you can't do that. Unions serve a great purpose for a period of time. And then once you start demanding that everybody gets a raise, that everybody gets to keep their job, that nobody can be fired, that's when things fall apart. That's when all of a sudden you build a system that's not sustainable. You have more people in pension plans than you do paying into the pension. And we've all seen this. Construction costs are crazy high. Why is it so high? Why does it cost so much to have construction done? Do you know how much those guys are making?
Well, the price of goods is up there too.
Everything has a board of directors that are saying, all right, how do we make more money next year? So there's a part of me, I think that, the getting this stuff out in the public, knowing exactly how much Josh Dix and Owen Freeman made to go to Creighton, there's a part of me that thinks, yeah, that would be a really cool piece of information for us to have, because it'd stop some of the conjecture that happens. You'd know a little bit more about it.
Well, let's even go to football, like Mark Gronowski. Do we really know how much Mark Gronowski got paid to go to the University of Iowa? We don't.
People will throw out. How much. I'll hear 4 different numbers. If the chat will probably have 4 different numbers in it in the next 3 minutes.
And what that does is you kind of know where your money's being distributed. You know what the going rate for certain guys are. You're always going to have somebody who overpays. You see it in professional sports. Did the 49ers overpay for Brock Purdy? Probably, because he was paid on past performance. Last night, Brock Purdy threw 3 interceptions in the first half. They won despite his performance last night. But they didn't pay him that money to be average this year. Now, he's been dealing with injuries, but 3 interceptions in the first half, they're like, we didn't pay you for that. You need to make better decisions.
Burger McChick has thrown this out a couple times. What about the Deloitte? What could this be really simple if Deloitte just made that stuff? I mean, obviously, with private institutions, it's a whole different game.
The answer to your question is yes, but until there is an actual rule or law that says you got to disclose this, they're not going to disclose that information. Who do they work for? They work for the NCAA. They work for somebody who tells them, hey, we want you to do this, but don't release this. And I don't know if you can come up with a happy medium that's in between the pro model, because the pros have collective bargaining.
Yeah.
And it seems to work just fine. But you're right, Ross. Should these college kids be part of a pension? Probably not, because you're only technically there 4 years. I mean, you look at the pro game, you could be there as a career. This is not a career.
And maybe there does need to be something kind of like in the NFL. You have to be how many years in the NFL before you're a part of that? 5?
I think it's like well, no, it's a little less than that. I think it's like 2.5, 3 years. You got to be part of an active roster before you qualify for the pension. And then it goes up each and every year on how much you're able to cash in.
What if you did that in college and said it's a 4-year thing?
Or you get like a bonus to where you go throw this into your 401k. For something like college, I'd be more apt to say, hey, we'll contribute to a 401k
That's a really good idea. Yeah,
or
I like that.
We'll put it into a Roth IRA that's rollable over to your name, and you can continue to contribute to that Roth IRA when you're done. I mean, you've got a little nest egg there. Not that it's going to be a huge nest egg. You're still going to have to make it grow on your own. But I think that's a way to do it. It's going to take a lot of people that are a lot smarter than us to figure it out. But the truth is, as we continue to go down this road of money being thrown out, transparency is going to be the best model, because as a fan, if you're going to ask me for money all the time, I want to know where that money's going. I want to know how much is being used for said money.
I love that Steven writes in. It says, I've actually come to the conclusion Ross doesn't understand how unions work. I understand how they work. I also understand that there comes a point when good becomes bad.
Like everything.
If you're a part of a union, they are great and they are wonderful. Unions have done amazing things for the American worker. I don't knock on unions as a whole, as a concept. I think that they have done wonderful things to kind of stem that tide of capitalism that we're, and I'm a capitalist, that we're racing towards. But there does come a time as soon as you say unionizing the players, I start to think of the good and the bad. If you're a part of a union, you want to know how great a union is, talk to somebody who's a member of a union. They'll tell you. And I'm not knocking unions at all. They are wonderful. They help out workers immensely.
Bob says, and he brings this up, Roth IRA, they make too much. Some of them has to be a 401k or another vehicle. No, not necessarily, Bob. And hear me out. Because what they could say is, hey, we're going to pay you for the 4 years. And as a bonus, we'll max out that Roth, because you can do $10,000 a year, I think, in a Roth IRA. We'll say $10,000 1 year, $10,000 year 2, $10,000 year 3. Then you have $40,000 in a Roth IRA at the end of your 4 years.
I kind of like that idea that there's some incentive that you get vested into as the years. Yeah.
And so there's a way to do it. It's not like these guys are making their full salaries off their pensions when they're done. So if you end college with $40,000 of tax-free money that you've contributed, that has been put into a Roth IRA, I'm okay with that, and say, hey, you're on your own now. You can have this IRA. You can continue to contribute to it and grow it year after year. So there is a way to do it, but I know what he's saying, that some people make too much money and they may want more money in there. So yeah, there's a rabbit hole I didn't know we were going to go down today, but that's a fun rabbit hole.
You put 3 things on the rundown that I wanted to. At the very end of the rundown, you had fun topics. One of them was like, what, shit I buy or something like that?
Okay, so here's the deal. I love to do like 2 things around the house. Okay? I do my own laundry. I don't love to do my laundry, but I do it because I'm very particular about the way my laundry is done. You know, my wife would just throw everything in the wash machine and wash it. I separate, what I could probably do in 1 or 2 loads, I separate into like 4 loads, right? Only the whites. I only do underwear and socks together.
Don't need to do that, right?
I get that, but it's my OCD. So I'll do only whites. I'll only do socks and underwear together, then jeans and heavier stuff together, and then all other like colored clothes I'll do together. Stuff I like to do around the house that I really enjoy. I love to mow the yard myself. I love to mow the yard.
Okay.
I like to shovel snow and do the snowblower. I think that's a lot of fun. Even when it's cold outside, there's something about a snowblower now that I have one. It's like,
because it's not real work.
It can be if you have to shovel a little bit, right? You can get your heart rate up.
If again, the snowblower is not real work, is what I'm saying. I'm with you. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I hate to rake leaves. I mean, if there's one thing I hate, it's raking leaves because it's never ending.
Yeah.
So I pay somebody to take care of my yard with the leaves.
Okay.
And you know my house, I have like 5 100-year oak trees.
Yep.
And oak trees,
in a big yard.
And oak trees, their leaves fall late. I have pin oaks. And those, I mean, they're still really haven't fallen, but I had a lot. The guy called me yesterday. Hey, I cleaned your yard today. It's going to snow this weekend. I said, no. Every single year I wait till they all fall. And he's like, okay, if you let me go today, I'll cut you a deal. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, what's the deal? He goes, 2 for 1. You let me do it today, you pay me today, and I'll come back and do it again at no charge. So I went ahead and spent $500 yesterday. Had a guy come and his crew do my yard, and he's got to come back when I tell him to do it one more time. And for the last 4 or 5 years, I've paid this guy to do my yard because I hate leaves. Just hate them. Stuff I pay for. Is that worth it?
Probably for your yard and with your attitude. Yeah, I think that 500's a little bit on the high end of what
I'm getting 2 for 1. I'm getting it twice.
Yeah. Where's Owen?
Everybody's like, man, 500? Yeah.
Where's Owen? I don't want to say
Owen's
this
not picking up leaves. Owen's not picking up leaves.
Loud, so I'm just going to say it to you like this.
Owen's not picking up leaves. I would never ask him to pick because he would look at me and go, no, I'm not picking up your leaves.
Yeah, see, I still have, I got to Sunday, I basically got to tell Eli, hey, this afternoon we're raking leaves. And so he got out and got the job started. I went out and kind of helped him finish it up a little bit. But, dude, I'm with you. That silver maple will drop leaves until Christmas. So you kind of have to. Like, I'm really glad that we did it on Sunday because then this little bit of rain came through yesterday and came through Sunday night. And then once the leaves get wet, it's a whole different game.
Yeah, it was raining yesterday. It came and did the whole thing with wet leaves. I'm like, God, I'm glad I'm not doing this.
That's impressive. That's impressive. That's tough. That's work.
Now, everybody, see, I don't think 500 is that much money to have somebody come, and everybody's like, man, Travis made
Sounds
money.
like a lot of money to me, I'll be honest.
Really?
But I have a tiny yard. Yeah, I have a tiny yard. I wouldn't pay $50 for somebody to rake my leaves.
I mean, he had a crew of like 5 here. He's got to pay those guys. But I look at it, I'm not paying anybody to mow my yard. I'm not paying anybody to shovel my yard. The only money I spend on my yard all year long is to have somebody rake the leaves and take care of that.
You got some people supporting you. I mean, 85 Hawks as pin oaks are a pain in the ass. It says lives on 2 acres and use the riding lawnmower to blow the leaves into a pile. After the grandkids finish playing in them, they burn them out in the rural area. That's pretty cool.
See, I can't do an open burn in the city. I can't do that.
I'm also a big proponent of Kayden here. Leave your leaves.
Oh, my neighbors would be pissed.
You're not in your neighborhood. You can't do it. See, I have my backyard. I'm kind of surrounded by bushes, and I got I'm all fenced in.
Yeah.
And I kind of have a private backyard, so I can leave mine. I rake them up off of the concrete because I don't want to have to. I've done that mistake of letting the snow fall onto those. When we get those like October snowfalls or, you know what I mean? Those early November snowfalls, I've had snow on my leaves. Then that sucks. That sucks.
See, my normal plan is to let them all fall. You wait for the big windstorm to come through that blows them into the neighbor's yard and out in the street.
Then you don't worry about it. Yeah.
But then it still kind of needs to be picked up. I just look at it. I'm really getting it for $250 because he did it yesterday. He'll come back and do it again in mid-December. And
you really saved money. I mean, if you look at it like that, you really saved money.
I saved money because I paid $500 for one time last year, and now I'm paying $500 for 2 times. That's the way I'm justifying it.
There was one other one that I thought was hilarious. The driftless Iowan. I'll drive from Des Moines 2.5 hours, rake the fuck out of your yard, help hang Christmas lights, and make dinner for $500. There you go. That's an offer. That's an offer. You get a dinner out of the deal?
God, here I thought I was getting such a good deal. Everybody telling me I'm getting screwed.
I love driftless Iowan. I'll come over there. I'll do all your yard work. I'll make your dinner. I'll even sleep with your wife. $500.
And I'll hang your Christmas lights. Hell, your tree not up yet? We'll go ahead and hang the tree for you. Anything else you need? And I thought I was getting such a good deal. Apparently, I'm not.
Listen, dude. If it's a deal to you, it's a deal. Okay. And I agree. You are in a little bit of a different neighborhood. Your neighbors would hate you.
I mean, my next door neighbor cleans his yard on a daily basis. I'm like, dude, you don't have to clean it every day. You're making me feel guilty. And all his leaves are from my trees.
Yeah, I live catty corner to a guy who has one of the Seth has a backpack leaf blower. He's out there daily cleaning up his yard, making it look good. Sometimes I watch him and I go, those are all my leaves. They just they come off my tree. I have nothing but a hill. They go right over the top of my house, right into the Seth's yard. Every day he's got to get out there. Probably cussing me the whole time. Now it all makes sense.
Now I'm gonna spend all day thinking, God, I got ripped off. I overpaid.
You didn't get, dude. If you felt good about it, don't let other people's. You know what I mean? We all live in our own world. I couldn't pay $500 to. I would not sleep at night if I paid somebody $500 to rake my yard. Be like, oh my God, I could have just made the kid do it.
I'm not saying I can actually afford it, but it's one of those,
dude. It's a peace of mind thing. I listen. I'm not going to kill you for this. I'm not going to kill you.
The other
things I pay for, I love it.
The other thing that kind of bothered me, I stopped at Walgreens yesterday because I needed some razors and some shaving cream.
What do you do? Do you do the Harry's? Do you do the what do you just buy?
I'm very particular about my razors.
Okay.
And meaning I found one that I like, and it's not one they actually put behind the glass. It's a Schick 5-blade.
Okay.
And I got I got 6 blades yesterday for like $12. I don't use expensive razors, and I use just like Gillette foam. But I was going to pick up another thing of deodorant. Now, I'm allergic to aluminum, so I can't use deodorant that stops sweat. And I don't sweat that much anyway. Ross, I was not aware that a stick of deodorant, Old Spice, mind you, was $10.99.
What?
Aluminum-free Old Spice was $10.99. I'm like, I might just have to deal with BO. As I just spent $500 for somebody to rake my leaves, I'm offended by the $10.99 deodorant.
Dude, so why aren't you a Costco member? Or
I am a Costco member.
Then go get your stuff there. I buy deodorant in the pack of like 5, and I don't think it's $12 for 5 sticks of deodorant.
Because they don't have Old Spice, and I haven't seen much aluminum free there. I mean, I break out, I start itching with the aluminum free, and I'm like, okay, you're not putting the aluminum in there, so therefore it's a cheaper. You're not adding an extra ingredient. Why is it more money than the one that has aluminum?
You're getting plenty of aluminum anyway from that stuff they're spraying on us in the sky. So.
Why are you guys making fun of me for purchasing hygiene products at Walgreens?
I think it's just going to Walgreens in general.
I like Walgreens.
I mean, I hate to bash on potential sponsors here, but I haven't been in a Walgreens in a long time. I'm not in a Walgreens unless I have to be.
Oh, I could spend all day in Walgreens.
Oh, dude.
They
are something about, they feel like Kmart.
Blue light special in aisle number 9.
I walk into a Walgreens and I'm like, get your stuff and get out of here. I feel like I've gone to one of those seedy bars that you feel like somebody could just start shooting up at any time.
Maybe that's why I feel comfortable there. Hey, don't forget to pump it up with Unleaded 88. It's grown by corn farmers right here in the state of Iowa. So pump it up with Unleaded 88. Go to iowacorn.org to learn more. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and this November, we're starting early. We are starting our December to Remember sales event today. First off, I want to highlight a special lease on 2026 NX Gas. It's $409 per month with $49.99 due at signing. Or you can take advantage of rates as low as 2.49 for 48 months or 3.49 for 60 months on IS model, all ES models, NX Gas, RX Gas, and TX Gas, and as an added bonus on 2026 RX Gas, NX, and TX Gas models. I invite you to stop in and take a new Lexus for a test drive, or visit us online at willislexus.com where you'll find some special offers.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Are you ready for something new? Willis Automotive has you covered with premium brands, trusted pre-owned vehicles, and service you can count on. Visit willisauto.com, schedule your test drive, and get behind the wheel of confidence. Willis Automotive, powering the Rush every single morning. If you are listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. watching on YouTube this morning, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and leave your comments in the comment section. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. What are you laughing at?
Your conversation about buying your razor blade sparked something in my memory, and I'm glad I was able to go back and find it, because the entire thing about the razor blades is just, it's a marketing wonder.
Dude, so just real quick, it is a marketing wonder, and for some reason, these things are worth a lot of money, because yesterday they had the shaving cream and some select cartridges behind like glass and key. I had to go ask the attendant, can I get some foam here?
Yes.
That costs $3.99 a can?
Yeah. It's easier to get drugs off the street than it is to get razor blades from a Walgreens, dude. So this is thanks for everybody for joining us here at 7:05. We're going to get a little bit crass here for a second, okay? Brace yourself. I know you come to the Rush with Travis and Ross to get all of your, family-friendly entertainment here. Back in 2004, The Onion, The Onion, the satire newspaper, they had an article back in 2004, and it's called, brace yourself, safe space, about to cuss. The article is titled, "Fuck Everything, We're Doing 5 Blades." Okay, and
I'm a 5-blade guy.
It's an Onion article about how Gillette is going to someday sell a razor with 5 razor blades on it. And they were trying to be sarcastic. They were trying to overshoot the market, because what had happened was Gillette had just come out with the Mach 3. Oh, it has 3 blades. So one blade can't cut shit. One blade.
Can't. I've used it.
One blade just
Gillette. It can't.
And then they showed us that commercial. Remember the commercial with the 3 blades? And it was like, your first blade just depresses the skin. And the second blade, it just lifts the whiskers. It's that third blade. That third blade's the one that comes in and it gets it. You want a close shave? Or are you going to be serious about your shaving? You got to have 3 blades if you're going to be serious about your shaving. And then they came out with the Gillette Mach 3 Turbo. Oh my God, what's the Turbo? Oh, it's got an aloe strip on it. Because see, you just shaving your face? You just out there shaving your face with some razor? You got to have an aloe strip on there, dude. And the Onion saw the future. In 2004, they wrote this article as the CEO of Gillette. As the CEO of Gillette coming out and saying, screw it, we're just going to go 5 blades. Remember the one that you actually put a battery inside? Did you ever have that one?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I never.
There was one that you put like a little AAA battery in it, and it would vibrate as you shaved, and it was like, oh, this is magical. 5 blades.
I use a 5. I use the Schick Flex 5.
You can't buy a razor now unless you buy the Gillette disposable razor thing. That's when you said you went to Walgreens. I thought for sure you were like, oh yeah, I buy the 30-pack of disposable razors for $9.
No, I buy the Schick Flex 5. It comes with a new handle and 3 blades. Yesterday it was buy one at full price, get another one at half price. So I got 6 blades yesterday. That'll last me about 6 months because I shave my head with it too. And I've used a lot of different razors. This one just feels the best on my face. I don't like change that much, and I've tried to use other razors, including the Mach 3, other things like that. But this one, I think I get the closest shave with, so I'm very particular about the razor that I use. And yes, it's a 5-blader.
I can't blame you for that. You can't find a blade that's not a 5-blader. You can't find them.
Oh, you can still find the single blades, and it's like, oof, it just rips my face up. There's a difference.
It reminded me of that, and I did some Google searching during the break, and I found the actual article from The Onion. And it's and I think there was even there's a podcast called Decoder Ring. It's a really fun one. Her name's Willa Peskin that does it. And she does deep dives into like cultural phenomena stuff. Like one of them that I listened to was the death of the slow dance. Do you remember when we were kids in high school and you went to your high school dance and they would play, Forever Young, and you'd grab onto your girlfriend and
you'd sway back and forth.
Forever young, I want to be. And hands on the hips, hands on the shoulders, that sort of thing. That's gone. They don't do the slow dance anymore.
Really?
No. No, they don't do the slow dance anymore. So anyway, Dakota Ring one time did a thing about this conversation, about the shaving game and the marketing geniuses behind Gillette and Schick and all these other blade companies that just decided, hey, we can charge a lot more if we just throw more blades on this thing.
And there's truth to that. So much they're behind lock and key now. They're such a valuable commodity. They're behind lock and key. And so's the foam that I needed to get to use shaving.
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm glad you shared with us the shit you buy.
I didn't buy deodorant yesterday because I still got a couple weeks left in my, because I'm like, I'm not spending $10.99 on a stick of deodorant. You got to be freaking crazy.
Mary writes, we've got a couple of slow dance things to wrap up that conversation. Mary says they are still doing slow dances at weddings. And TJ writes in and says the kids got rid of slow dances and now do rainbow parties. I'm not sure what I'm going to Google rainbow party.
That's a rainbow party, I believe, is you bring your pills in your house and dump them all into a bowl.
Oh, you don't know what a rainbow party is?
No, I don't. That's not a rainbow
God.
party? I thought the rainbow party was you bring all the pills and you start taking pills. No?
No.
What's a rainbow party?
How about this? I said the F word a few minutes ago, and I don't want to tell you what a rainbow party is on the air.
Okay. I'm glad I live in a shell. I'm glad I live underneath a rock that I don't know certain things. So if I went up to Greta right now and said, Greta, what's a rainbow
ask
party?
your daughters what a rainbow. Don't do that, dude. Well, just wait till 8:05, and I'll call you after I drop off Audrey. Well, the driftless Iowan kind of spoiling it for you there. You got a few people in the comment section that are trying to get you hip to the game here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, they got rid of the slow dances. Hands on hips. More like lips on... Never mind.
Everybody wants us to keep it going. They're like, no, Travis will love this.
Travis would love it. I'm nervous. He has 3 daughters, folks.
I have 3 daughters, and you have a daughter that's standing right by you right now.
She's right there.
Yes. Okay. So if I went up and said, hey, honey, to my wife, you want to have a rainbow party tonight? Just me and you?
She might not know what it is.
I don't think my wife knows what it is.
Anjanette's pretty, she's lived a pretty clean life. I think that she would be like, what are you talking about? And then you'd have to tell her, and you'd be about 8 sentences in, and she'd go, why do I love you?
Oh, she asks that question every single day.
Yeah. She's asked me before. What's my deal with this guy?
It's just been 33 years and she can't go anywhere else. Just tolerated him. I'm glad. I learned something new. It's a great day when you can learn something new every single day. I learned something new today.
I'm going to reply to your... I'm just going to send you the Onion article so you've got that, because it's a fun one. It's just fun is what it is.
We talked about the Iowa State basketball team yesterday getting the win over St. John's. Good win. Big boy basketball down in Las Vegas. They play Creighton today. Be an afternoon game. You'll be able to watch on True TV. So that will take up most of my afternoon at work, which is nice because I got a TV in my office. The Iowa Hawkeyes are in action, which will be their first big boy basketball game tonight, Ross. They're taking on Ole Miss. And now neither team ranked, but in the Ken Palm rankings, we heard Ben Jacobson last week say he kind of references Ken Palm a lot when it comes to when he looks at statistics. Iowa number 31 in the Ken Palm ratings. The Ole Miss Rebels are 33, so evenly matched. This will be the first ever meeting between Ole Miss and Iowa. And Chris Beard is a pretty darn good coach, but we've reached that point where we're going to see what Iowa really is today, right? And I get that we've seen Iowa roll off to a 5-0 start. They haven't really played anybody. Xavier, the best team that they've played so far, but still, I don't think Xavier is where Ole Miss is, which was a Sweet 16 team a year ago. Yeah. And I don't think they're as well coached as what Ole Miss is. Chris Beard, say what you want about him. He's a pretty darn good coach. Yeah. He's a hell of a coach. You can't deny what he did at Texas Tech. You can't deny what he did at Texas and what he's doing at Ole Miss now. So, and they're going to play a lot better defense than most of these teams Iowa's played. Iowa is the best field goal percentage shooting team in the country, over 57%.
Wow, I didn't know that stat. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you got to factor in the competition there a little bit, but everybody's played non-con here. Most teams have played. Very few teams have even played who Iowa State has played.
Yes.
Up to this point. So a little bit of a factor goes to who they've played there. But I think that's a really good stat, Travis. I didn't know that. That's a really good stat. I think that says a lot about the offense that Ben McCollum is instilled. I think that it says a lot about Bennett Sturts. I mean, they move the ball really effectively. Well, how they can do it tonight against a team like this is going to be a tell.
So they have the 57.6% field goal percent shooting includes the 65.5% effective field goal percentage. Iowa on the season shooting 70% in 2-point field goals. So when you factor in the threes against the twos, they're shooting 70% from
that shot
two-point
selection.
Range.
That to me is ball movement and shot selection and cohesive offense. So again, excited to see how they do tonight against a really well-coached, quality team in Ole Miss. What I see, Travis, is I just click on the matchup on ESPN. Hawks are actually favored by 2.5 in this.
Yep.
How do they factor? What is I've always seen this thing on ESPN.com, the matchup predictor.
I have no idea how they do
What
this.
is that?
What's the matchup? So they're favored point spread-wise, but what's the matchup? 50-50? Is it 60-40 Iowa?
60-40 Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
63-36. So, yes, 65-35 Ole Miss is what they – so I don't – but, again, what the hell does that mean?
I have no idea. I have no idea how they factor that all in. And it kind of drives you nuts because, well, if you're favored on the point spread –
does it have something to do with the power index?
It might.
I don't know. I know this. Vegas thinks Hawks win by 2.5. I'm good with it. Let's go. I don't like the 8:30 tip. I've seen a lot of people comment on that too, dude. The 8:30 tip, that's going to feel like midnight.
Well, yeah, because I'll sit in bed. I'll go, okay, we're watching the Hawks. 10 minutes in, I'll be like, okay, I'm drifting off.
Exactly how it's going to be for me too. Yeah, one eye open. I'll wake up in the second half.
I called my daughter Abigail yesterday because she works at Ole Miss. I said, "Hey, big game tomorrow. Big game. We got Iowa Ole Miss.
Did
you
she
guys
even
want to
know?
watch it together?" Oh, she knew.
Okay,
but you know what she said? And this was so disappointing, and I don't get it. And maybe somebody can explain it to me. Much like I don't understand rainbow parties. She goes, "Dad, we're having a party at the house tomorrow. I go for the Iowa Ole Miss game. You're bringing everybody into,
Good idea. Yeah.
Oh, no. It's the finale of Dancing with the Stars. And I'm like, excuse me? And
they're still doing that?
Apparently, Dancing with the Stars is a big thing. I don't get it. And I see social media influencers talking about Dancing with the Stars. And I'm like, what are we doing?
So, tonight's the finale?
That's what she said.
Who do you know anything about it?
No.
And
I'm proud to say I know nothing about Dancing with the Stars. I don't want to know anything about Dancing with the Stars. I don't know anything about Survivor. I don't know anything about American Idol. I don't know anything about The Voice. I don't know anything about this crap. I don't want to.
I'm looking to try to see who the 5 finalists are. Dude, I don't know these people.
Give me the names. I'll tell you if I know them.
Hold on. I'm looking to see. I don't know a single one of these names, dude.
Then you're not a star.
Jordan Childs and Ezra Sosa. Elaine Hendricks and Alan Burston. Dylan Efron and Daniela Caraga. Robert Irwin and Whitney Carson. Is Robert Irwin the crocodile hunter's son?
Yes.
Okay.
I do know that because I saw something pop up, but I couldn't spot him on the street.
He looks like his dad. If you saw him on the street, you'd be like, that guy looks like Steve Irwin.
Yeah, but
he got killed by that fruity fish.
Yeah, he got killed by a stingray. How'd you come back? You faked his death.
Alex Earl and Val.
Val, I don't know. And I don't mean to be judgmental. Usually I'm like, hey, if it's your thing, it's your thing. I don't get it. And I'm sure as hell not going to sacrifice the Iowa basketball game for Dancing with the Stars.
So why does the picture of Dancing with the Stars have Carlton from
I don't know. Didn't he win it one year?
Did he win it? He's a really good dancer. He's like legit a good dancer. He doesn't just do his little Carlton thing from Fresh Prince. He's actually a good dancer. Is he the host?
I don't know, Ross.
He's
never
the host.
watched it.
Fake Bob Vanderplatz and Abigail Turner 96.
See, and that would be my daughter. and we know that fake Bob Vanderplatz apparently watches Dancing with the Stars.
Huh. Okay. I didn't know any of those. One of them is famous because his dad was famous. Glad to know that they've been able to stick around, though. Robert and Bindi, that was his daughter's name. Remember Bindi?
Bindi.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot. I can say that now because she's of age. Because my daughter's listening going, Dad, stop it. Mike says, have Abigail give us a recap tomorrow. No, I'm not letting her on the show to talk Dancing with the Stars. She'll defend it. I'm not going to defend it.
Dude, I like.
Dusty says, got to be weird to listen to your dad learning about rainbow parties.
Sorry.
Same dad whose kids called him with fake names on his 50th birthday. And I'm like, hey, what's up? See, I know, Abigail, I know you're having a watch party. You should be having a watch party for the Ole Miss Iowa game. Get your priorities straight. I raised you better. I
wonder, I didn't even know Dancing with the Stars was still a thing. I thought that
Neither did I.
I thought it had gone off the air a couple years ago. I haven't heard about it in a long time. And I haven't heard of any of those people. Again, I only know the Irwin kid because of his dad. But I just went through the five. It's so funny. The article I found is Dancing with the Stars finale features 5 fierce rivals. Aren't they all going to hug each other at the end?
Don't make this out to be a sport. Don't justify this in being a sport.
Aren't they all going to stand along the side and cheer for one another? 5 fierce rivals.
They've made it this far in a world
where you don't know the stars. 8:30 tip-off for the Hawks and Ole Miss tonight.
Yes. Thank God. Thank God. Alex apparently is a popular TikTok gal. Well, you're not a star then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are. Absolutely. That's what the new stars are, Travis. Yes. Name somebody on television right now. Like that's...
Billy Bob Thornton. Landman.
Can you see him in Dancing with the Stars?
Big old Marlboro hanging out.
I'm with Jamie. I am interested in what's next on your rundown.
We've got Iowa, Nebraska to talk about. We've got Iowa. Somebody said, can we talk rugby, please? Can we please talk rugby?
You had 3 fun things at the bottom of your rundown today. It was crap I buy. I think you did have Dancing with the Stars there,
Yeah,
didn't
I had
you?
Dancing with the Stars on there.
What was your third thing that you had on there?
It was the
Didn't you have 3?
deodorant.
The deodorant thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
You know, it's where we're at. But I do have some Matt Rule to play in the 7:30 hour part of the show because he had his news conference yesterday. I'll just say this, Ross. I've watched a lot of the Matt Rule news conferences this year just because of the proximity of where I'm at. he was a different Matt Rule yesterday, meaning it's the first time I thought he was stressed. I thought he was worried. I thought, I think getting pounded at Penn State was a wake-up call for him. Like, holy crap, they didn't see that coming. Maybe you're not as good as what you think. And I think there is a lot of pressure. There's not pressure on Iowa. Well, there is pressure on Iowa to win because of bragging rights and stuff like that. But Matt Rule's never beaten Iowa. Bo Pelini and Mickey Joseph are the only coaches to beat Iowa. And Iowa's won 9 of the last 10. 2 of the last 3. Iowa hasn't lost in Lincoln, Nebraska since 2011. So I think
that's incredible.
That's
magnitude, just a wild stat.
It is. The magnitude of this game, I think, means more to Nebraska than it did. Iowa wants to win. I'm not going to say that. But there is a lot of pressure on Matt Rule to win this game. I mean, Troy Dannon, who's a friend of mine, he's the athletic director at the University of Nebraska. Of course, used to run the Iowa Girls Union, was the former Northern Iowa athletic director.
Troy, and by the way, I told you this, brother-in-law with one of my good friends. You know that?
Yeah. Troy's a good dude. But he's done his best to, get people to be nice to Nebraska. He brought Keith Murphy and Jenny over to enjoy a game in Lincoln. He's bringing Brooks Reynolds over on Friday to enjoy a game in Lincoln. And you're like, so he's trying to, soften it up. But I think the game means a lot to Nebraska fans. I think it means a lot to Matt Rule. He understands the rivalry that is behind it and the pressure starting to mount. And when you play like you did against Penn State and you're a 6.5-point underdog at home, think about that, 6.5-point underdog at home. Now, I wish I felt better about Iowa after the Michigan State game. I don't. But I do know that if Iowa plays like it did against Oregon, that it's going to win. But we'll hear from Matt Rule because he was on the dais yesterday when we come back. It is the rush, or you know what, before we do that, I do want to tell you about the Iowa Lottery and your chance to pick up some money, $500 to $250,000 with the gift that keeps on winning promotion.
It's the gift that keeps on winning.
You've got scratch tickets, Holiday Gold, Holiday Bright, Marion Bright, Holiday 10 times, Merry Money, Peppermint Crossword, and, of course, Chillin' with the Nomies.
That's where they made their money, right there. That's where that's where the creative team sat back and went, we did it, folks. Chillin' with the Nomies.
Stocking stuffers.
They high-fived in the room. When somebody came up with Chillin' with the Nomies, they went, good. That's good. Go with that.
White Elephant. You name it. These are the perfect holiday gifts. You can also do Instaplay tickets. But make sure to join the VIP club at the Iowa Lottery by going to iowalottery.com/VIP. But pick up your holiday-themed scratch-off and Instaplay tickets today at an Iowa Lottery retailer. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Thankful? More like tankful of gas in your new Nissan SUV. This November, we're giving thanks for you. At Willis Nissan, we're celebrating 0% financing and special model year closeout savings on our most popular Nissans. If you've been getting hungry for a new Pathfinder or Murano, there's never been a better time to scoop one onto your plate. So sit around our table or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Hi, I'm Sean, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. The holiday season is just around the corner, and now's a great time for you to make sure your Mini is ready for any holiday plans you have. Visit us now to take advantage of our $100 mail-in rebate on the purchase of 4 select tires. Visit us online or give us a call to schedule your appointment.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Coming up at 7:50, Justin Miller is going to jump on with us to fact check us for the day. So that's a new bit we're going to start today. We don't usually do bits, but, you know.
I hope he comes on. He's like, so to fill in the gaps on these rainbow parties.
Trav, I went to a rainbow party when I was a sophomore at Southeast Polk. Usually I'm up to date on that stuff. I'm kind of glad I'm not. I mean, that's stuff a grandpa doesn't need to hear.
The chat is fantastic this morning because the guys are... First of all, David Bellis, who won our weekly woohoo.
That's my fault. David, just to let you know, I thought the day that you won, I sent your name and stuff in, and I was filling in last week's winner, and I'm like, oh, where's David's name? And then I'm like, do I still have the text? And I found it. So, David, they're running a week behind because of me. Don't blame the Iowa Lottery. That's on me, and I apologize for that.
That's good to hear. So then the guys were trying to share. Some of the guys are trying to help other people with where to get deodorant, things like that. And and Tyler's envisioning a conversation where he walks into Walgreens and says, "Excuse me, can you point me in the direction of the lipstick and deodorant?"
Guys don't wear the lipstick, though, do they?
I hope not.
Well, in today's age, who knows? Who knows? Do you have any other colors? Do you have blue? Do you have yellow?
You have
indigo?
You had a Matt Rule audio you wanted to play?
Well, you know, I mean, the truth is, what Nebraska can't do, and what any team that plays Iowa should not do, is kick to Kayden Wetjen. Now, there's only one game left, but Michigan State learned the hard way. You cannot kick to Kayden Wetjen. I think, you know, I say arguably because there's no way to prove it, but I think we've come to the consensus on this show that Kayden Wetjen's the best return guy in Iowa history. I
have a hard time pressing back on that now. After last week, I mean, you know, I love Tim Dwight. Cooper DeJean was amazing. Kayden Wetjen has been special, and that and he's certainly, if he's not number one, man, he's right there with two really incredible NFL career. Well, I mean, not Cooper DeJean yet, but Tim Dwight made a career out of being a returner in the NFL.
Yeah.
And Cooper DeJean obviously has another skill set that's allowing him to shine as well. Kayden Wetjen's been fantastic. I am interested to see. I mean, like when we say that, I've seen a lot of people comment about that. Like, man, I can't imagine that they're going to kick to him. Here's one thing I've learned about coaches, guys. they're super confident. Coaches have this way of saying, I know nobody else has figured it out, but I figured it out. They don't know our punter. Kayden Wetjen's not ready for what we can bring at him. And I'm not saying that they're going to kick at him. What I'm saying is there's more than a 50% chance that that's what's going to happen, is that the coaching staff, the players, they look at it and go, we're different. We can kick to him. We can kick to him because we've got it figured out.
I mean, when it comes to Iowa, the weapon is Kayden Wetjen, right? I mean, because not only can he do it on the return game, he can do it from a receiver standpoint. He can do it on the jet sweeps. I mean, to me, the weapon for Iowa is Kayden Wetjen. But it really starts with the return game. Here's Matt Rule talking about Kayden Wetjen, who he just refers to as a number.
21's an amazing player. He's ridiculously fast, and that's the one thing that you see. Obviously, we've played against him before, but you see against Michigan State, he's fearless and he's fast. We have a good returner too in Jacory, so our guys have to play their best football. There is no coaching trick against Iowa. Like there is no like, hey, guys, we got him on this. Oh, guys, there's a hole in Phil Parker's defense. Or guys, hey, here's how I can get it. Guys are gonna have to play well, and so and it's certainly the same for special teams. They're sound, they're well coached, and they're completely bought into it.
So he kind of took what you just said and said there is no coaching against Iowa. It's just there's no holes, right?
So do you think? So let me ask, and I'm not. This is not a gotcha thing by any stretch. I genuinely am curious because that's interesting that he literally took what I said there and said, "Yeah, I can't look at this and go, oh, we've got it figured out. There's nothing to figure out." Do you think they kicked to Kayden Wetjen at all? I think they do.
I think they do too. I maybe early, and you see, and I get it. You could do it in the first quarter, maybe in the second quarter. But if he burns you once, you say we're not kicking to him again. Michigan State did the smartest thing against Iowa that I've seen any team. You line up like you're going to go for it on fourth down. Yeah. You make sure that Kayden Wetjen doesn't get back there, and then you have your quarterback punt it. It's the smartest thing to do. Now, I don't know if TJ Lateef can punt. Obviously, the Michigan State kid could punt.
Can't everybody punt a little? Can't everybody punt a little?
Well, we should assume that because I'm just assuming everybody on every college football team won their punt, pass, and kick competitions when they were kids.
Well, at least your quarterback. Your quarterback's got to be an athlete. He's kind of like the shortstop on your baseball team. Like he's there because he can do a lot of different things, and he's got to be a little bit of an athlete. I'm just asking.
But hear me out. And the answer to your question is, yeah, everybody can punt a little. But much like pitchers, when they were in high school, I guarantee they hit more bombs than anybody else on their baseball team because they were that good. When you don't do it a lot, you kind of lose the art.
JT, I love it. We can't talk about punt, pass, and kick competitions without somebody bringing up Andy Reid. It is the absolute one of the best images from that Monday Night Football game when it looks like a coach out there with the little kids. You're right, Travis. A lot of those guys, most of those guys on a Division I roster were the absolute standout star of their high school football team. I took Eli last Thursday. We went and watched Grandview in their first wrestling meet, the first wrestling duel of the season at home. They dominated. Dude, they had a couple of guys that got tech falls in the first period. That's getting up 15 points on your opponent in the first 3 minutes of wrestling. It's insane. This happened at the college level. And we're walking out of there, and Eli says to me, Dad, do you realize those guys that got tech falled in the first period were the best wrestlers on their high school wrestling teams? Like, great perspective, bud.
Great perspective. I want to ask you a question about, the Kayden Wetjen because, again, he is the weapon. Now, I'm going to put you in Matt Rule. I'm going to put you in every college coach's, Jonathan Smith, anybody.
Okay.
Do you respect the coach and take your fandom out of it? Because fans will get pissed if you don't kick to a guy. Like, come on, kick to him. Do you respect the coach more if you say, screw it, we're not kicking to him? Or do you respect the coach more if you say, all right, try to beat us?
What a good question, Trav, because I can find the respect in both of those. Again, I do think that most coaches have that confidence. Matt Rule kind of shoves it in my face there by saying we aren't looking at this like, hey, there's some trick that we figured out, because a lot of coaches do that. A lot of coaches are like, oh no, see, what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 guys out wide on the right. They can't handle that. They've planned for that. A lot of coaches do
for
that.
Everything.
They think that they are way smarter than they underestimate the intelligence of their opponent, which is like debate 101. You have to understand. Do I respect it more? Man.
Because
That's
if you're an
that's
opposing
a really
coach,
good question.
If you're an opposing coach, if you're a Michigan State fan, you're like, why'd you kick to him?
Yeah,
Everybody
you're
knows what he's going to
screaming
do.
Yeah. Dude, even like during the Iowa game, my Iowa State, Mark Charter, who's an Iowa State fan, went to Iowa State. Mark writes to our group chat. He's like, why are they still kicking the ball to Wetjen? Who would be dumb enough to give this guy a shot? A coach with a lot of confidence. A coach that their game plan all week has been. Now, I think with Michigan State, they obviously had kind of put the quarterback kicking thing into, they'd walked through that at some point, I'm guessing.
I would agree with that.
Patrick writes in a good one. I mean, this is the same thing. Are you walking Shohei Ohtani?
Yeah, look at what they did in the World Series.
Back in the day, are you walking Barry Bonds?
Absolutely.
Remember when, I think it was Buck Showalter who even intentionally walked him with the bases loaded or something like that? I don't remember how that worked out. I feel like he got walked once with the bases loaded.
I mean, and even if you do kick to him, right, and you stop him 3 times, but he burns you on the 4th, you're going to be, why the hell did you kick to him? Well, we stopped him 3 times before. Yeah, but the law of averages with Kayden Wetjen is going to tell you he's going to burn you. He's going to burn you.
Look at, and Austin brings up a good point, something that I wouldn't have brought to this conversation. Look at when they did try to kick away from Kayden, they even shanked a punt. They had that one shank that went over the Hawkeye, went 15 rows deep, maybe more, into Kinnick Stadium on the Hawkeye sideline. So you can, by trying to say to the punter, hey, here's the deal. Don't kick it the way you've been kicking it all season long. Kick it 15 degrees off. Oh, I love you. Have a great day. Work hard, have fun. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, that's – and there – the problem is if you shank it, do you not flip the field as much as you want to flip the field? If you don't shank it, do you give him enough time to make a catch and make a run with it? You want a lot of hang time to give your team enough time to get down there so he has to fair catch.
Man, this is the dichotomy of ego, right? Where you're a professional athlete as well. And I'm talking about the Shohei Ohtani, Barry Bonds, but this is, these guys are really good athletes. Can't call them professionals, obviously, but for the most part, these guys are right at that level. There's an ego that comes with that. You don't get to be really, really good unless you've got that confidence to be really, really good. How do you go to a guy like that and say, how do you go to your 11 guys on the punt return team and go, hey, guys, we can't compete with this. We're not nearly as good as this one guy. Or do you do what you said? And I think that's the right answer. You got to kick to him at least once. You almost have to wait for him to burn you before you can do it. Because what if you do punt to him and you tackle him? Because that happens. He's had a couple of returns where he tries to get loose, gets caught up, ends up losing a yard or two. Do you have to wait till he burns you before you play it? Before you go to your second card in your deck?
If I was coaching, and I would be a really bad coach, I would start off by kicking to him. But once I got to the 4th quarter, maybe mid-3rd quarter, there's no way I'm kicking to him. I would just say, hey, let's use the Nebraska-Iowa game last year. Statistically, Nebraska kicked the crap out of Iowa. Statistically, it took one play to Caleb Johnson that totally changed the trajectory of that game, right? And Rule says it best about Iowa playing close games. He sums up Iowa the best, and he's not wrong when he says this.
The way they've designed themselves is that I think one of their superpowers is that they're so comfortable in the close games. And I think historically, our team, now I don't think it's that way anymore, but our team has been uncomfortable in close games. Whereas we're all sitting on the edge of our seats like, oh, when's it? They're ready to go play, and then then the quarterback pulls the ball against Penn State and runs for a touchdown, and they win the game. So they're designed, right? Like they're designed to win the fourth quarter. The coach takes the ball so you can have the win in the fourth quarter. They're going to run the football. They're going to milk the clock. They're going to punt the ball in 4th and 1. They're going to do all these things because they want to win the war of attrition and beat you in the fourth quarter. And so, every day that nothing we do today is going to matter on Friday as much as like every day that we've lifted, every day that we've eaten, trying to go from a bad football program to a program that can compete against them is important.
He's not wrong.
Listen, I like Matt Rule. And those are the types of things that I've heard him say over the years that I go, yeah, this guy kind of gets it. First of all, he seems to have a lot of respect. Doesn't seem to. He's got a lot of respect for Kirk Ferentz. He's always been very respectful of Kirk Ferentz's career, what he's built at Iowa, the program that he has, the system that he has in place. Most Hawkeye fans should listen to that thing right there because 26 years in, I still get text messages from people that are like, Iowa didn't kick the ball. How come Iowa doesn't take the ball to start the second half? He's one of the only coaches in America that consistently takes the ball to start the game and kicks the ball to start the second half. And you still have fans who are like, this makes no sense. This is so dumb. When I play Madden, I always kick the ball so that I can get the ball in the second half. What's this idiot doing? I still get that stuff 26 years later. Here, Matt Rule just lays it out. Why? Because he's playing a war of attrition. He's playing the game for the fourth quarter. What he described there, Travis, is that thing I've always said about Hilton Magic. What he just described there is the Hawkeye version of what I've always said Hilton Magic is. Iowa State fans have grown so accustomed to their team being down 10 minutes in the under 12 timeout and winning those basketball games at Hilton that the place gets loud, crazy loud when they hit a 3-pointer to make it a 9-point game. Because every fan in there goes, here we go. This is that thing. We go win this basketball game. Hawkeye fans, I don't think, have that thing that Matt Rule was just talking about. The Hawkeye team does. But Hawkeye fans at Kinnick Stadium, otherwise, buddy, we wouldn't have had people calling in and saying, yeah, I left the game on Saturday.
And it shows you there are different coaching philosophies. There's no one right philosophy. And as much as we kind of get frustrated with the Iowa philosophy, the body of work will tell you it works. And what he just to sum it up the best way is he said I was comfortable in his skin, right?
Yes. And he's right. I think that the team is comfortable in those close games, and you've seen that. And again, a tip of the cap to Mark Gronowski, who hasn't been Joe Montana all season long, but man, the guy has a couple of times pulled off some last minute drives and some fourth quarter drives when it mattered. He's been pretty good.
So I mean, I do, and I'm with you. I do think there is a level of respect there. But to me, the whole thing is, what do they do with Wetjen? Now they hired Mike Eckler as their special teams coordinator, and he even said Matt Rule is a CEO type coach, meaning he delegates. He's kind of the big vision guy, which is and there's different philosophies when it comes to being a head coach. I mean, he said, hey, before he talked about Kayden Wetjen, he goes, that's why I hired Mike Eckler, is that I hired a special teams coach to come up with a plan. And it's okay if you're a special teams coach, and Eckler's got a bit of an ego. I've known Mike for a while.
He's a coach.
He's a coach.
Yeah.
And he's one of these raw guys. He could never be a head coach because his emotions would get the best of him. But he has the ego to say, we can stop this guy.
Yeah, that's most coaches have that. Most coaches have that. They go, they don't know my guys. They've never played a Smith and a Johnson before.
They don't understand Husker power.
Right, exactly.
92,000 people.
And it might work. And at the end of the game, Kayden Wetjen might have 9 return yards, and they'll come on and go, see? If all you suckers just had Nebraska on your helmets and jerseys, you'd have been able to shut this guy down.
And Iowa fans will say, well, Wetjen just didn't break one.
Just didn't
We
have
weren't
a
able
chance.
to flip the field.
Yeah, just wasn't able to break it. Didn't quite have that wiggle room that he had against Michigan State.
I think they kicked to him early. If it's a close game in the fourth, I don't think they kick to him. I think you go, that's where the analytics has to come in. You say, don't kick to the guy. Just make sure he doesn't touch the football. All right, time for our fact check. We're going to start doing this maybe on a daily basis because we know we talk out of our ass for 2 hours, and we're not right all the time. It's
pretty bad.
So in the last 10 minutes of the show, we're going to bring in Justin Miller, who's our social media manager, to go ahead and correct any mistakes that we made. I would have been nice yesterday, as I said, 1989 instead of 1995.
Is Justin looking better? Is Justin looking better?
Well, here's the deal. He doesn't really have a job, so he's losing weight because he can't afford groceries. And I think that's what's
Trav somehow is able to nail it every time. Every time Ross is able to put me in a good mood, positive, or Travis is able to go, hold on.
It's good cop, bad cop. We've mastered this good cop, bad cop routine.
Yeah,
and you know why we mastered it? Because it's so natural for both of us.
All right, Justin, where'd we screw up today?
Yeah, I got a couple for you. So,
Damn it.
So you said Iowa was 31st in KenPom. As of 7 a.m., they're up to 29.
Okay. I took it off the Iowa notes.
Well, it changes. It changes daily because you just had all those invitationals and tournaments last night play out.
So
Ole Miss is 34.
So they went down. So Iowa went up. Ole Miss went down. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you for the correction. Thank you for making me feel like shit.
That'll be that, but that doesn't. It's very close game tonight. That's
It doesn't change anything you guys said. They still match up well. A caller and you guys were trying to remember the player that transferred from Michigan to Kansas a few years ago. Hunter Dickinson. Was the name.
That's it.
Dickinson. Yep. I never would have. I think I'd have said Dickerson, but Dickinson. Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah.
Man, what happened to him? He was going to be fantastic. When he's at Michigan, he's like, oh, this guy could be a one and doneer. He's going to be amazing. Transferred to Kansas, we're like, well, he only did that because he's making more money than he would in the NBA. Now it's like, well, maybe he just wasn't that good.
I don't think his style fits the NBA. He's too old school post player, which you don't just see as much.
Yeah, it's true. You got to be
and then the
Wembanyama.
Yeah, you gotta have ball handles and be 7'4".
Yeah.
But you know whose style I didn't think was going to fit in the NBA, and it does, and he drove me nuts, is Ryan Kalkbrenner. Kalkbrenner played at Creighton for 4 years. I'm like, this guy's not going to play in the NBA. He's one of the stars for Charlotte. You're like, well, I didn't see this coming.
Oh, he was a big dude who could pick and pop.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a smart guy, Justin.
The last one I have is, Trav, you said, I can say that because she's of age. After a quick Google search, you can't. Other people can, but you just can't when coming to Bindi Irwin.
She's like 30 years old now, right?
Yeah, but coming from you, it just... AI, not me. I'm just the fact checker. I'm just the messenger. AI said you can't.
And then there was a little asterisk that said, especially while his daughters are listening.
What did AI say? There's this age range where I can't say it because I'm 55 and she's
specifically mentioned you, I think, is what Justin was saying.
It says if you mention the person's name and everyone goes, oh, when she was 4 with her dad on Animal Planet. I know you didn't say that. But when you say Bindi Irwin, everyone's like, oh, when she was with her dad in his arms, they're looking at snakes together.
She, by the way, I just quick Google search. She is currently 27 years old.
See, that's fine.
AI.
I love it. Dusty nailed it. 2 minutes in, Travis is already over the fact check.
No, I'm not. I like it. I like the fact. I actually get this. I'm gonna have to get a little animation, a little soundbite thing because I think we could do this on a daily basis. I think we should because we do.
We mess up a lot.
There'll be a lot of times I'll be listening to the show. I'm like, oh, I was wrong there. I wish it could have got corrected.
I will tell you this: when you just Google Bindi Irwin and do an image search for her. Yeah. Most of the images, she's still underage.
Even though she's not underage now.
I understand. We're just trying to throw out data points for you here, okay?
Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the
AI.
messenger. Shoot the internet. Shoot the internet. That's who's to blame here. Because when
there's someone else to blame. There's something that could have been stopped.
Yeah, there is. I can't put my finger on it. but I'll put my finger next to it.
Other way.
Yeah, on my screen, you're pointing at me. What the hell?
No. See, I'm backwards in mine. That makes sense. Okay.
Justin.
Well, what's funny is yesterday you sent me that text of like, oh, I messed up on that Brown stat. And I was like, yeah, but to be honest, you could have said any year, any number. I'm like, that fits the Browns.
You totally would have. And that I even thought I was overshooting it with 40.
Yeah.
I thought when I said 40, he'd be like, oh, no, it's only 22. No, it was 43.
But then I had somebody go, well, 42 in 36 years isn't that bad. I'm like, yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Compare
it's really
it to
bad.
Every other, and if only we had enough data points to look at other teams.
But you have to look at great teams, right? I mean, I think you'd have to look at the Patriots, the Packers. I mean, even the Steelers with Roethlisberger. I mean, if you want to be a great team, you can't have 42 different quarterbacks in 36 years. You can't.
Maybe he was just meaning for the Browns.
Yeah, it's not that many for the Browns.
That's fair.
They could have gone through 60 quarterbacks. It wouldn't have been any better.
Damn. All right. So are you up at 6 a.m. watching us every single day so you can do the fact check?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm ready to wear this one on the chin since I annoyed you guys to get this social media gig. But Friday, I probably won't be because I'll be hanging out with the family all night. So
okay.
So what's your point?
I know. I said I'm ready to wear this one. I'm ready to wear this.
This goes back to the old days where you're like, hey man, I can't do a Thanksgiving show. I can't do the day after that. That's my day off according to iHeart. I'm like, really? You can't give 2 hours?
Yeah,
of your
and
morning?
if I knew what was gonna happen, I would have taken a lot more days off.
Yeah.
Man.
I said I was ready to wear that one.
So it's funny. Nicholas said Ross screws up too. And I wanted to say, no, I don't, Nicholas. Otherwise, Justin would call me on it. I've never screwed up. And then he instantly points back. Apparently, I screwed up the rice free beer story yesterday. Oh, and I don't even know how I would have messed that up. I'm so sorry, Nicholas. I swore I just read the article for you.
So maybe somebody else got it wrong, but yet that means
I know
Ross
what it
got
was.
wrong.
Nicholas heard that they were giving away free beer and BJ's, and he thought he didn't know I meant Ben and Jerry's. It's Ben and Jerry's, Nicholas. Sorry,
Yeah.
I should have been more. I thought everybody would know what that meant.
All right, Justin. Thanks for the fact check.
Anytime.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, same time. I don't know if I like this fact check thing.
I like it. I
we
like
can
it a
have
lot.
fun with it.
Yeah.
And there will be some days we don't
Until
get
he
fact checked.
corrects me. Until he comes in, he's like, Ross screwed up a couple things today. I'll be like, remove him from the studio.
Thank you so much for watching and listening today. We appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Have a day.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
November's here, and that means Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And here at Willis, we are thankful for you, our guests, for entrusting us with your vehicle and service needs. The holiday season means travel, and that means extra miles on your car that can cause wear and tear. Save that for your pants after all that turkey. And while we can't fix your slacks, we can make sure your car's in tip-top shape. So come on down to Willis for 10% off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
After Hawkeye football games this fall, Travis and Ross are right where they belong, with you taking your calls and giving unfiltered feedback. Right after Hawkeye football games, it's the Black and Gold Rush on the rushradio.com, the TuneIn app, and on YouTube.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.